Hello, guys. Good morning and welcome to Digital Jamaica Live. My name is Kadia Francis, your host, and I am happy to have you guys here today. Let me know where you are watching from. If you're on LinkedIn or YouTube, special shout out to those who are watching the restream or listening on the podcast. Digital Jamaica Live is your weekly dose of technology. So, we're talking about all the people, the products, and the spaces that influence tech culture in Jamaica and the Caribbean. That's what we're talking about on Digital Jamaica Live. Now, today on the show, I have a special guest, Siobhan Morgan. He's the creator of Proud Jamaicans. Everybody at this point know what Proud Jamaicans is. Everybody knows the platform, right? It's a massive community made up of largely Jamaicans in the diaspora, and Siobhan can tell me if I got that right. Made up largely of Jamaicans in the diaspora who are nostalgic for home. So it's a lot of sentimentality happening over on that platform, and it's worked out really well in terms of the growth of that platform. So Siobhan is here to talk to us about how, as a brand, a Jamaican brand, you launch brand merch and you sell brand merch. What's the process involved in it? Can you make money from it? That's for one. Can you make money selling brand merch from Jamaica? Is your brand ready to launch merch? Because not every brand can just launch merch and it sells. What is involved in the process? How do you source materials? How do you design the merch? How do you get them printed? How do you ship? uh where should you be selling this merch? What is the best online platform for you to be selling this merch? And how do you collect your money? Because we know that one of the biggest problems we have in the Caribbean when it comes to any kind of online commerce is actually getting your money. So we're going to be talking about that. He's going to be answering all those questions for us. But before we go there, just some quick updates and announcements. So first, shout out to Camille from the Beyond Headlines team and Dion Jackson Miller for having me on to talk about Threads. All right, so Threads is the new app launched by Meta, and the new app pretty much piggybacks off Instagram's API. And so, what they have done is they took some pages out of the TikTok launch book. Threads is being built as the rival for the rapidly declining Twitter platform, right? Um, Good morning, good morning. Oh, from Alaska. Wow, 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 wow. So yeah, Threads is being built as the rival or competitor to a rapidly declining Twitter platform. And according to Mark Zuckerberg, the app has been downloaded over 30 million times. Now, this app launched Wednesday and it's already had 30 million downloads from the app stores. That's according to Zuckerberg, of course, right? But Thread is not the first app that was being billed as the rival for Twitter. Uh, people have been saying that Twitter is, on the decline for a while. People have been, talking about what is happening over and on that platform and predicting the downfall of Twitter since Elon Musk took it over. And of course, you have rivals who came into the marketplace to try and topple Twitter. So you had Mastodon, that was probably the first big one that everybody was talking about. And then you have this new black owned app called Spill that is also seeing a lot of engagement. And former founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, launched Blue Sky, which is also considered a rival. Well, let me tell you why Thread is a serious threat and probably the first serious threat to Twitter. First of all, it is how easy it is to transition from Instagram to Threads. And I'm gonna bring up my screen here and show you. So What they have done, and again, straight out of the TikTok playbook, is they've made it easy to transition from one platform to the next platform. So if you go to Threads on Instagram, Threads app on Instagram, and you click here, you can scan this QR code. And when you scan the QR code, it doesn't take you outside of the Instagram app. What pops up, so there's a pop-up on your screen depending on if you're using iOS and Android, and from there you can download, you can choose the either the iOS store, Apple store, or Google Play Store. When you click it, again, doesn't take you outside of the app. You click it, you select Threads, you download it, and all of this is happening right from Instagram, right? You download Threads. Once your download is finished, another pop-up comes up to say logging, and you can log in with your Instagram credentials. You don't have to try to remember another password, right? So you sign in using your Instagram credentials, and this is probably the most exciting part of it, and one of the reasons why I think they're seeing so many downloads, is that your platform, your new Threads platform, is now automatically populated with your username from Instagram, your bio info from Instagram, and your Instagram settings. So all the setup that you would have done on Instagram that works for you, all of that comes over now into Threads. And you can also import your followers list. So the persons that you're following, that list can come over with you. And so you don't feel like you're starting from scratch, because everything is already pre-populated. Once you log in, it's pre-populated. Now you can share you can share posts on Threads, to Insta stories and to your Instagram feed, which is what I did, because we have to test it out, we have to experiment. So this is what it looks like when you share a post from Threads to the Instagram feed or to Instagram stories. And what is even more amazing about this is that it doesn't show up here on the desktop version, but on the mobile version, right under here, there is a little link with the number. And what that number is the so like when you are getting like limited edition things, and it gives you a number, so you have number 1001 in that limited edition. It's something like that. So those numbers that you're seeing on people's profile now, you're wondering, what is this prison looking number? It's actually the number of sign up that you are, download that you are. So I'm 220,000 something download, right? And so that's what that number represents. But people can then click on that link and go directly to your thread if they're already on thread. And so it's easy to switch between the Instagram profile and the thread profile, right? And it just makes life a lot easier for you, if for you and your followers in that case, right? So Meta decided that here's what we're going to do. We're just going to carbon copy everything from Twitter. It looks like Twitter. You can't deny it. Everything about the interface looks exactly like Twitter. It's largely a text-based app, even though you can post videos and stories, which I have done. Unfortunately, you can't yet, there's not a browser based version yet, or as I would have shown you, but you can post videos and images. That's fine on Threads. The good thing about it though is that you're limited on Twitter to 200 and something characters. On Threads, have 500, up to 500 characters on Threads, so more room to spill, right? You can do mentions as you can on Twitter. Users can reply to, repost, and quote threads as well. And guys, let me tell you one of the best things that I've seen on Threads so far. I've been using it for the last couple of days. The best things I've seen, morning Sandy, the best thing I've seen so far on Threads is that I'm seeing my Instagram following count go up, because people on Threads can easily switch over to my Instagram profile, because right at the top of your Threads profile is the Instagram icon, and when you click on it, it takes you to their Instagram profile. And so I'm seeing where persons who are following me on Threads that weren't following me on Instagram before is clicking over to my Instagram and following me there. So that's a distinct advantage that you have, and probably one of the reasons why you'd want to go and see what's happening over there. But there are certain things that are missing. Now, remember, Threads wasn't supposed to be launched yet. They actually moved up the launch date once Twitter announced the limits to how much you can post and how much you can see. And of course, they only did that because they're broke. Twitter is absolutely broke. They can't pay their bills. And so they're limiting things to save money. So they're limiting how much you can post and see to save on server cost, right? And so once that announcement was made, Meta is like, okay, this is my chance. And they moved up the launch of Threads to a couple weeks early, right? And so because of that new launch date, all right, a lot of the features are not there yet. So you can't switch between the you can't, like on Twitter you can switch between a chronological feed and an algorithm field. So the chronological field is the people that you follow. You're seeing what they're tweeting, and that is usually at the top of your feed. While the algorithmic feed is they're showing you what they think you want to see, right? And so on Twitter, you can switch between both. You can't yet do that on Threads. So people are having a difficult time seeing who they're actually following on Threads. But there's a little feature in there where when you switch that feature on, you get notifications about the people that you're following when they start posting, and you usually see those at the top of your feed. It's not the same thing, but it helps, right? It also, you don't have the ability to save draft posts. There's no spaces, like there's no audio version of it where you can like upload an audio to it, or you can have audio or community. There's no community space, there's no audio space, etc. But those are apparently coming. And there's some drawbacks to Threads as well. So one of the drawbacks to Threads is that you're giving Meta a lot of your data, like a ton of your data. You're giving Meta a ton of your data. And I'm talking about data like your search history, your location, your contacts list, and you can't opt out of it at this point, which is why Threads has not been launched in Europe. Because if you've been following what's going on, Europe is extremely strict about data privacy. And so some of what is happening with Threads, it's just not going to fly in Europe. So they've not launched Threads in Europe yet because of that. And the other downside to it, which they claim that they're fixing, is that once you sign up for Threads, you cannot delete it. You can temporarily shut down the account, but you cannot delete it without deleting your Instagram account. Now, if you have spent a lot of time building your Instagram and you decide that you want to go fast over upon Threads, you're stuck there. You are stuck. But Masiri says he's who is the head of Instagram and now apparently the head of Threads. He says that they're working on that. That won't be a temporary thing. And it makes sense because at this point, people are already fed up with Instagram. And I think a lot of people wouldn't mind just deleting all of it, right? And so I don't think they want to lose people like that. And again, data privacy issues means that you can't force me to stay on a platform. So they're fixing that, they say, right? But one of the reasons why people are so excited about Threads, apart from the fact that it's new and it's like a kick in the face to Elon, and a lot of people don't like Elon, is that it is a decentralized platform, or it will be a decentralized platform. So if anybody knows or have heard anybody talking about Web 3.0, this is a Web 3.0 platform. Hi, Cowboy Morning. It's a Web 3.0 platform in that it's a decentralized ecosystem. And so Threads will become a part of what they're calling the Fediverse, Fediverse. And the Fediverse stands for, is a portmanteau. So it's two names squished together to make a new name. So Fediverse stands for Federation and Universe. So the word Federation and Universe has been squashed together to make Fediverse. And as I said, it's a decentralized ecosystem. And what it allows you to do is, if I am on Threads and I'm also on Mastodon and I'm also on, let's say, Facebook, I can now switch between each of these and I can follow and interact with people on each of these platforms on one centralized platform, or It's decentralized, but on one platform. So I can be on this one platform and talk to multiple people on these other platforms seamlessly. I can just switch between. So my followers on one platform could be my followers on the next platform. That's the seamlessness of what the Fediverse is attempting to do, right? And as I said, other platforms to be included on the Fediverse will be Mastodon, but this is later down. They have not yet launched that, but this is later on what they're doing. So when you're signing into Threads, you'll see it says that Threads will become a part of the Fediverse, and that's exciting for people because people are getting tired of all these social media platforms. You're switching between one app and the next app. Nobody wants to do this. So if we get one place where we can have all our apps, so we can talk to people, cross app communication, I think that would be a big plus. So of course, Elon is not happy about all of this. He is threatening. He's threatening to sue. He's threatening to sue the Zucks. There's a lawsuit on the rise. There a cease and desist letter was sent to Meta, and in the cease and desist letter, what they were accusing Meta of doing is stealing their trade secrets and their intellectual property, and then using that to build Threads. And as I said, the similarity is so uncanny that you're going, maybe. But the claim is really that you see all the people that were Twitter they fire and lay off. Twitter is saying that Meta is scooping up all of these people, scooping them all up and putting them on their engineering team for Threads. And these people are bringing the knowledge and insider knowledge that they had from Twitter and using it to build Threads. But then the Zucks, I like calling them the Zucks, says no, nothing like that. That's not really what's happening. There's nobody on our Threads engineering team is a former Twitter employee. We don't know where you get that from, but it's Mark Zuckerberg, and Mark Zuckerberg is not necessarily the most honest people. Meta is not necessarily the most honest because they have a history. Let's just say they have a history of stealing people's shit. Remember that stories came from Snapchat when they tried to buy Snapchat and Snapchat told them no. Yet they then stole Snapchat, the best feature on Snapchat, which was stories. Yeah, remember that? And also, too, a little bit of the sauce, Zuckerberg attempted to buy Twitter twice. He attempted to buy Twitter twice. And Twitter said, we would not sell to you if you were the last man on earth with $1 billion. We would not sell it to you. And his feelings were hurt. They hurt the Zuck's feelings, right? And so there's a theory out there that he has been planning, scheming to take over Twitter, right? And this is his way of doing it, because what the Zuck is good at doing is sinking you if he doesn't get what he wants, which is what he did to Snapchat. He's attempting to do that with TikTok. It's not working, because let me tell you something. Threads or no threads, TikTok remains the shit right now, okay? But he's trying, and apparently he's winning the war with Twitter eventually. See? So that's what's going on. But the big question is, should you try Threads? Should you try it? What's happening over there? And should you be interested in what's happening over there? I say yes. But depends. Yes, but depends. And let me tell you, if you are a social media manager, if you are a digital marketer, if you're in the marketing space, then yes, I definitely think you should try Threads. Because one of the reasons in your job description, I suppose, one of the things you're supposed to be trying to do is seek out different opportunities to grow and expand the brand or brands that you're working with, right? And so just to go and test to see what additional value this app could add to your ongoing online efforts, if it's even just for that reason, I think you should check it out, right? If you are a small business, again, yes, I think you should check it out if you're a small business. Because of that transition that people can make between that platform and this platform. You're not doing anything extra. Yes, it's a new app, but it's like a two for one kind of thing. So you're getting this inextricable connection to Instagram. People are switching between the two, and this is how I am using it right now as a small brand. So the things that I can't easily post on Instagram, like the threads, like a literal thread. And by the way, the name threads, I think, was also stolen from Twitter because it's called a Twitter thread when you are doing multiple posts in the one thread on Twitter. Okay, so what I did, I went to Kingston Beta, guys. If you have not yet been to a Kingston Beta, then you need to check it out because that conversation between Melissa Pigos and Ingrid Riley at the last Kingston Beta was chef kiss. If you're a small business or a startup looking to either launch or trying to find investment, she literally gave us the playbook. It was absolutely brilliant. So I was recording at the session, and what I did was I did an entire threads. I did an entire thread on threads about all the key takeaways and the gems that I learned from the session, and it is doing numbers over on threads right now, right? And so I'm going to be using threads to do the type of posts that I can't do on Instagram. So like the multi posts, I'm going to be using that for threads, and I'm also going to be using threads for curated content because another one of my posts that is doing numbers over on threads is a video that I got from TikTok about this guy talking about, what's happening with different social media apps, and that's doing numbers, retweeted by, I keep saying tweeted because you're still in the mindset of Twitter, rethreaded, woven, by a lot of other people on threads, and that has brought me a lot of followers too, right? And so that's what I'm going to be using threads for. And it's also for to have a little bit more intimate conversation with your followers. So that's what I'm going to be using threads for. So what you can't do on Instagram, you can do over on threads. And I think now that the two platforms are linked, you can get away with having coming a different approach for threads than you have on Instagram, which means you can post more, and the pressure is reduced because now you don't feel like you have to come up with something to post on threads. You can just curate post over on threads. And I think that's one of the pluses for that platform. But guys, don't feel pressured. Don't feel pressured into it. Remember, you don't need to be on every app. You just need to be on the right app. And the right app is where where your audience is. The audience that is already primed for what it is that you have to offer. And all you need to do is find out where that is and how to connect and engage with them so you can generate goodwill. And that is what you're going to leverage to create opportunities to earn. And speaking of goodwill, over on the Substack newsletter, yes, the Substack newsletter is out, guys, and I'm exceedingly proud of it. It's called the Digital Insider Newsletter. If you haven't yet, please go and check it out. So the first post is up, and I'm talking about outrage and controversy, right? And why it is such a massively effective marketing tool and why a lot of creators have been using it. So this is part one of the post. Part two comes next week where I'm bringing it into the Jamaican experience and perspective. And I'm going to show you how some of your favorites use controversy to grow their brand. So the first post is up, guys, and the podcast is also coming. So the podcast is going to be, an extended behind the scene bonus conversation style thing, mostly of resources on how to build a digital brand. So we're going to be doing a lot of bonus conversations with some of the guests that you see on Digital Jamaica Live, asking them like, what is the strategy? What's your number one strategy to build your brand? And give us the blueprint on that. So you can expect those kinds of conversations on um on the Digital Insider podcast. So if you've not already, please go and sign up for that. I promise it's gonna be good. I've been getting a lot of great feedback about the post. You can comment, you can like, you can share, all that good stuff. Please to go and check it out. And finally, I'm going to be back with Kingston Creative for another round of training. And we're starting out with the social media introduction to social media for, if you want to be a social media manager, if you're a small business looking for tips and advice on how to, you know, understand the platform and grow your brand on the platform. I'm going to be back with Kingston Creative for another round of that. And I'm going to be talking about threads in there. Definitely going to be talking about threads in there. So if you want to learn more about threads and some of the ways that you can use it, definitely look out for that. They should be opening up registration to the public very soon. So keep your eyes peeled if you're not following Kingston Creative. And if you're not following me, please to do so so you can get the 411 on all of that. And you can register early because I can tell you that these things are usually massively oversubscribed. So make sure you're following to see what's happening so you can get in on that early. So now, announcements done, updates done, and we are ready to get into the heart of what today's live is about, and that's brand merch. Is your brand ready to launch merch? Are you at the point? Are you at the growth point where you can launch merch and it sell? Can you make money from launching merch at this point? How can you do that? Which part you go for get the materials? Which part you go for do the design? How you print it? How you ship it? How you sell it? We're talking about all of that. And we have in the studio Mr. Chevon Morgan. And Chevon is the founder of Proud Jamaicans. And as I said earlier, at this point, who don't know Proud Jamaicans? It's a massive community. It's a massive community built around Jamaicanness is how I put it, and it's largely made up of people in the diaspora looking for a little slice of home on the internet. And I think that's what Proud Jamaicans offer them. They do numbers, okay, in their follower counts. They do numbers on all their platforms. And the same person who is behind Proud Jamaicans is also behind Exploring Jamaica, which is also a fast growing platform, again, based on what is quintessential Jamaican, right? And so Chevon has been selling brand merch. If we go back, Chevon has been selling brand merch for a few years now and has been doing that successfully. If you look at my shirt, this is merch from the brand. Yeah. Powered by Camille Porridge. Yeah. Right. So I got this from Pro Jamaicans. So they sell all sorts of different types of merch. From clothing to, I mean, what? Let me just show you some of the things that they sell, some of the type of merch that they sell. So you can get bathing suit, leggings, t-shirt, bags, watches, slippers, pillowcase covers, hoodies like this one, tie. It's a ton of stuff that they sell. And I remember having a conversation with Siobhan. I'm like, first of all, how do you do all of this? I don't understand. Oh, where do you sign up for a Substack? Say no more. Say no more. Say no more. I will send you the link right now. Right now. So I had a conversation with him some time ago. I was like, Chevon, how exactly do you do all of this? And he was giving me a little bit of insider information, let's just say, right? And so, Kemoy, if you are on LinkedIn, if you go to Digital Jamaica page, which I think you're following, the link is there. If you are on YouTube, I just posted the link as well. And I asked him how he did all of it, and he told me that he uses different platforms for different things, right? And he has an entire process and strategy that he uses, and that's what we're going to be talking about right now. All right, and we are back with Siobhan. Good morning, Siobhan. How are you?
Hey Kayla, good morning. How are you doing?
I am good. I'm good. I'm good. Thank you so much for being here with me this morning. We're talking about brand merch, but before we talk about that, introduce yourself. Let us know, who. Give us a little bit of who you are, and give us a little bit of the background on Proud Jamaica.
Well, all right. So I'm Chevon Morgan, Chev Meds on Instagram. All right. So I'm an easygoing person, a passionate Jamaican. I think I'm the most passionate Jamaican alive, right? You can see it. I'm dedicated to showing the positive side of Jamaica in all aspects. Um, I'm the person who's always behind the scene. I don't like to be out there too much. So over the years, I've been doing this, and not a lot of persons know that I'm the person behind Proud Jamaicans. I realize I have conversation with persons on the street about the page, and just having conversation with them, and most of them don't even know that I'm the owner of the page. So this is me. I have a full 9 to 5. Person asks, how do I do this? Well, I have my partner also. She assists me as best as possible when um, to just make posts, come up with ideas, but always make it about Jamaica and to keep the content as clean as possible. The whole background about Pro Jamaicans, well, it started out. I used to have this page called Mad People Corner on on Facebook. It was a fun loving page, and the whole idea about that page was just to have fun. So Jamaicans people when them a have fun, them say them mad and them this. So we just make to call it Mad People Corner. From that page got hacked, right? And I say, all right, I still leaving that fun part behind because with that page we used to do a lot of charity event. We used to feed the homeless. We used to have an annual feed the homeless event in Kingston every December, and that page got hacked at about 50,000 followers on Facebook. I say, okay, let's start a Jamaican page which have the same fun thing about it, clean fun, and have these questions that will invoke certain memories on persons. And I decided, hey, why not start? I first call it Brand Jamaica, but I didn't want to get into any trouble. So I said, Brand Jamaica, not gonna cut it. But I'm a pro Jamaican, so let I just stick to pro Jamaicans. And from that, the page has been growing, the numbers has been good. And I would say one thing I can say that cause that page to grow so much is just the name itself. Because Jamaicans, we're very proud. And once someone click on Instagram and say anything with proud Jamaicans, it will grow big. And what I can say, out of all the pages, out of all the countries in the world, and page with proud behind, I think Pro Jamaicans is one of the most active page with one of the most followers because Jamaican people like them love them country, them love them thing, and them always support the community, them always sending contents for us to post and so on. So it has been a journey and it has been a good journey.
All right, awesome. And because that's how I discovered Pro Jamaicans. I think it was a hashtag through some hashtag or something like that. How
Yes.
I discovered Pro Jamaica. I was like, right, that's so nice. Malika so. And you know, shameless plug back to that newsletter on the Digital Insider newsletter. One of the things I spoke about in the newsletter is how if you're a controversial page, you grow quickly because people love drama. People love a good online drama, right? And so if you
Mm-hmm.
look at some of the pages that grow pretty quickly that are Jamaican based, it's always the crime and the rare kind of pages, especially on YouTube. Those are the pages that get the most views. They grow pretty quickly because again, people like the drama, and because there's already an association with the violence and the crime and Jamaica, it's easy to piggyback on that to grow your platform. But you decided to come a completely different road. You're like, I'm going to share everything that is positive and that makes Jamaica a beautiful place, and that's all that you share on that platform.
And you're right, because when you look based on what you're saying, persons love drama. If you look on all the fast growing page, they grow based on controversy, right? And but what I will say, most of my fan base, what I realize is that majority of the fan base are overseas, and these are the persons that are looking for the positive aspect of Jamaica, and they love those those posts that bring them back to their childhood days. They
Yeah.
love the simple thing. They love the food posts. Like the food post, you can't go wrong. If you're in a Jamaican food, this is just a
Can't go wrong with a food post.
any like anything Jamaican, even if you're on a bank social media page, just tie in the caption money and put it's just I'm just giving that like a quick insight. If you need the interaction to be up, post a little stew piece something or post a little curry goat something and make the caption be something about money or yeah man go and invest so you can you can buy a pot of curry goat. Once you post anything with Jamaican food, you will get interaction.
For sure, for sure. And there's certain categories, if you're on social media, there are certain categories that if you're in those categories, you're gonna get a lot of engagement. Food
Definitely.
is definitely one of them.
Definitely.
Culture is one of them, because some of the things that I see you post too is very culture based. So things that are uniquely, as I said earlier, quintessential Jamaican
Yep.
things, right?
Yep.
And that is why people come there, because they want to reminisce. It's nostalgia, right?
Yep.
It's them. It's that feeling again of home and what home meant to them, and it's a reminder of their childhood and how they grew up and all of that. And I think that's one of the reasons why Pro Jamaica is so successful, right?
That is it. That is it. And you have to understand where your target group is also. You understand? Because my aim, I love while you design a page, you have to look and say, okay, am I targeting Jamaican audience, persons who live in Jamaica, or persons who live in the diaspora? Because you know that community is very, very, very large.
7
So
million strong.
exactly. So
Yeah.
when they're making a page and when they're making a post, as you know, the controversy locally is spread more than the positive thing. We all know that. If you're gonna post mostly positive stuff, you realize that most of your comments and most of your feedbacks and things are coming from overseas. But anything with the violence and thing, look at the YouTube channels, it's always local people and so on. So not
Mhm.
bashing that our local people are not focused on positive stuff. What I'm saying is that majority of the support that you get from just posting all these content with the positive, the throwback things, you always get the support from persons overseas.
Yeah, yeah. All right, and that's one of the reasons too why your merch is doing so well,
Definitely.
because there's that connection and association with wanting a piece of home, right?
Yep.
And they want to support that positive projection of home, right?
Yep.
So let's jump right into it. Why did you decide to launch brand merch, and specifically, when did you realize that your brand was at a point where you could launch brand merch?
All right, so let's just give you a backdrop of this whole merch thing and so on. I remember you have this website called Odex. I don't know if it's renamed now, where you could go on and do some. You can tell me if it's outdated now. Odex, where you can go on and do your designs, and let's say somebody wants a logo, you just go on and make a logo and send it in, and it's one of those where you remember that site named Odex.
Never heard of it.
Okay, all right. So it's one of those websites where you can go on and look work, and you just
Yeah,
post.
okay.
Yeah, you just post. I remember I was on this website and I went on it just looking for jobs online. Cause me I say online thing are really scam things still, you know. You understand? Me not really trust this money thing online. And I went on it and I saw this thing they wanted to for a logo to be designed. I download the app. I don't know anything about logo making. I download this app called AAA Logo and I look at the company name. I just type it in and put a little circle beside it and submit my logo.
Mm.
And my logo came in one of the top 10. And I was saying, whoa, we can design one. Because this kind of stuff boosts my ego now. Me, I say, yeah, me a big logo designer. From that, I started this graphic thing where I started to design logo. I started to teach myself, look on all these app, Photoshop and everything. And I say, yeah, I can do some design. After Pro Jamaicans started to gain numbers, I remember this group. I was a part of this Facebook group where they always post different things like things you can sell online and thing. And I remember this guy, I think he's from Australia, where I post Pro Jamaicans page in there and he went on it and saw the numbers and he was saying, why are you not selling merch? And I'm like, selling merch? Like, me, I said, I can't sell merch from Jamaica and I ship all over the world. That's going to take up too much time.
Mm.
And like he was saying, no man, you have platforms where you don't have to even pay any money. You can just go on them, start a thing, sell a thing, and you make money. I'm sorry, this sound like a scam, but let us check it out. So what I did, I ensure all my things were logged out, all my email before I went on the website. I log out of all of my email. Me say, me not trust this thing. I log out of Facebook, log out of everything. Went on my thing, go on the website, and I saw he introduced me to Teespring at that time.
Yeah.
And I said, but this thing look legit. So I say, all right, the website legit. Let her just run over YouTube to check if Teespring is legit. And also,
Yeah.
that Google thing where you say Teespring scam, and when you
Yeah.
type it to see if it's a scam. I said, no man, it's actually making
People are talking about it and it
people are
look like
talking
a
about it.
thing. Yeah.
People are make money. I say, money easy for make so. I say, all right, then yo, we are gonna do now. I realize I have some loyal followers on Pro Jamaican. So one of my first design, me just since me a logo designer, my mom turn logo designer, me turn designer when I
You
say,
win one competition and you're a
yes,
logo
yes.
designer. All
So
right.
we have big logo. So me say me must get design t-shirt. So me say, all right, let me just design something, post on the page, and tell the people themselves will be available soon. Boom, me just get one design, slap two red, well no, green, the black and the
And
gold here, so and put Jamaica in between. That I think that T-shirt is still on the website. It's a stupid design, but it was so surprising when I post that, and when I wake
people
up,
jump on it.
like people say, yes, them want this, and me I say, I joke them, I'm making I say, all right, this guy said this website free, so let me just try them a thing and post
Yeah.
it on it. I didn't know anything about PNG design, which you need a transparent background and thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So me just design the thing, have the big white background behind it, and me post it, me upload the design and post it. I realized that persons actually started to purchase it, and me said, Jesus, me rich now. I think I think when I look at it, I say, all right, then this thing look like it are working now. I think I sold 10, 10 of those shirts with profit margin of 10 US, right?
Wow.
So
Yeah.
10
So that was
US.
your first
Yeah,
tryout.
that was my first tryout. I say, yeah, man, this thing look like it can work. No, I don't really want to go too fast in the conversation, but I know that there's a question about how do I
Yeah.
collect money and things. So at that point in time, we new to PayPal, we don't know much about these things. We are going online, we are research, we are doing look at things. And I say, all right, they say they can send you payment by a Payoneer or PayPal. I say, all right, let me try out PayPal first because I went on a lot of websites and I realized that they use PayPal. So I said, my money stuck in a PayPal, maybe we can shop with it online and do my little thing. Signed up for PayPal, the process was very easy. Get my thing, sign up, put in my PayPal email address. And I
Mm.
said, but why them things are so easy? Like just an email address and a man can pay you through an email address.
Mm.
Boom. After everything is sold, customer get their products. I realized that I see a payout option pop up now that you can request your money.
Yeah.
Request my money, payment come through, all my profit. Drop in a PayPal in about 3 days. And I say, yes, my bingo now. Thing can work out. Sure it can sell, money can make. So that was my first design. And what I
Mm.
will say is that some of the first persons who purchased from me was like close friends, family member.
Yeah.
These are persons who first look out and go ahead and purchase. And from that on, like most of these persons are returning customers. Because one of the things when you're in merch, what
Mm.
you always want to have is persons who purchase from you and return to purchase again. So you ensure that what you're selling them,
You want return purchase.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's some of the biggest customer you can have. That once you drop something, they will always be there and
Mm.
supporting you, and they get value for their money also. Because you don't just
Yeah.
want to have a brand where you just sell something, and when you look at the brand that you're selling, it look like
Yeah.
it's a promotional T-shirt. You understand? So
Yeah.
you want to make sure that your brand is something that persons will wear and they're proud to purchase it, and it's something that they will keep with them.
And that's the thing. And that's the thing why I think you're doing so well with your merch is because people are proud to wear it. Listen, you can tell a Jamaican anywhere you go.
Yep,
Because them not ram for wear the colors. Them would have been a yellow, green, and gold from the head top. Black,
that
green, and
is
gold
it.
from the head top to them foot bottom, right?
Yeah, that is it.
Because we are an exceptionally proud and patriotic set of people. No business, don't mind, never mind what anybody tell you. We're an exceptionally proud and patriotic set of people. So if you can make merch available, now remember, so this is the thing. Let's talk about the audience. Let's stick to that point, Siobhan, because you're saying the first set of people who buy, and this is usually the case. If you're a small business, the first set of people we usually buy from are your peoples, your family, your friends, your co-workers, people where you roll with, right? They're the first set who to support, right? But Siobhan, you clocked into a certain market with your Pro Jamaican brand. And as you said, the majority of your followers are diaspora. Now, guys, what I need you to understand is that the diaspora market is absolutely humongous. It's a humongous market. And not only is it humongous, but it's a market that actually wants to engage locally. And I'll give you an example. At the same Kingston Beta, I've been talking about this Kingston Beta for a while. Henika is in the building. Henika can tell you it was amazing. Now, at Kingston Beta, now you can pitch to win $300,000, Siobhan, right? And so the person who won, and I knew I had to leave early, but I knew that that person was going to win because of what she was trying to do. So the person that won has a brand called Muckle. Now you guys know the saying, every mickle make a muckle. You know that
Yep.
saying, Shaman? Right. So her brand is called Muckle. And what her business is doing, what the app is, an app that she's building, is it was lit, right, Henika? Yes, Henika said it was lit. What she was doing, what she's gonna do is, if you are in the diaspora, it's marketed towards people in the diaspora, which was the first major selling point. It was marketed towards people in the diaspora. And what you can do is, if you live in foreign, Canada, USA, England, anywhere in the world that you are, and you want to support projects happening in Jamaica, you want to help build a school, build a community center, whatever, yeah, whatever you want to do, you can just use that app and donate. And you don't have to donate a big money. It's like $5, $10, $2, $1. So it's literally called a muckle, because what
Okay,
she's saying
makes
is,
sense.
every little dollar
Yep.
up to $1, 50 cents, every little change, spare change where you have is a mickle that can make a muckle.
Okay.
When the girl do her presentation, me like, yeah, she a
Yeah,
go
man.
win
That
it.
that I love that. I love that.
She I gonna win it. And so said, so done. I saw the next day that she did win. And let me tell you why I'm
Definitely.
telling you that story. I'm telling you the story because there were two major selling points. One was who she was targeting, the diaspora.
Yep.
You cannot go wrong by trying to set the diaspora. If Kamoy is still in the building, Kamoy can tell you, because she's one of the persons who try to connect Jamaican brands with people in the diaspora, so she can tell you. You
Yep.
cannot go
Big
wrong
up,
with the
come on.
diaspora. Yeah, build up Kamoy. Building relationships with the diaspora is one of the key ways to expand your brand reach, because what the diaspora will do for you is also introduce it to other people in their circle. I remember saying your diaspora is not just the Jamaican diaspora, but the Caribbean diaspora
Yep.
as well.
Cause
You can
Jamaica is the Caribbean.
exactly. Nobody said them something there, Siobhan, and make the people them attack me page.
Caribbean massive. You know it is, bro. I joke here, but you know that's it, bro.
So you can also tap into the Caribbean diaspora, because it's one thing. When we
True.
are foreign, we're gonna support anything from
Any
the
any
Caribbean. We are
any
support.
any
If
community.
anybody
True.
in the Caribbean do something, yeah, the whole way show up,
What are we
because
are
yeah,
support? That's true.
Caribbean massive. So you can also tap into the Caribbean diaspora,
True.
and these diaspora groups have networks, massive networks of diaspora people and friends of diaspora people, because you have
True.
people who just love Jamaica and want to connect with Jamaica. They're not Jamaicans, they're not from the Caribbean.
True.
And so
True.
there's this exponential network, this massive network that you can tap into once you start building relationships in the diaspora. Kemoy, where you jump on, let us know your thoughts on that. And so that was one of the genius moves I think you made, Siobhan, by building a brand around the diaspora, right?
And I heard you made a point.
Mm-hmm.
The Jamaicans and the lovers of Jamaica. If you look
Yeah,
on my page, there at the top, it said this page for Jamaicans and lovers of Jamaica, because that's a
right.
very important. So we mentioned the 7 million persons in diaspora, but the lovers of Jamaica is far exceeding. You understand?
For
And
sure.
like I realized I was getting a lot of sales from Germany and Europe and all those
Yeah,
places.
yeah,
And when I look on the purse, like some of the person will send me the products that they purchase, and
yeah.
most of these guys are not Jamaicans. They just love Jamaica and they love our culture. So they say, yo, I need to purchase. I love the page. I need to support it. I need my Jamaica shirt over here.
Yeah, and this
You
is
understand?
one where you can tap into brand Jamaica.
That definitely, definitely.
Yeah.
So yeah, so along the okay there. What I will you have any other question that or should I just give you some insight on what type of platform I use?
Well,
And
let's move there. Let's move
all
there.
right,
First of all, before you talk about what platforms that you use, how do you? Because you said you started with the T-shirt, you turn logo designer,
yep,
this graphic designer and thing. You did a political thing. You put it out there, and this is what you call testing the market.
yeah, test the
Yeah,
waters,
product research, if you want to call it
yeah,
that, to see if there's market fit, right?
yep,
And so you did that. It people are go, yeah man, me like this
yep.
festive,
Mm-hmm.
me like this. Okay, but how do you then from there? How, because now we see that you have multiple products. How do you decide? Why did you decide to start with a T-shirt, and how do you decide now what to sell? Like
All
what
right,
type of merch to sell?
all right. So the platform Teespring, as the name suggests, they all started out with just t-shirt alone. So you only could sell t-shirt on there and the
Okay.
different brands t-shirts. So on the core of their business was all about t-shirt. Now
Mm,
they have changed their business name to Spring, which when they're going into a different area, which they have a lot of different products. So they drop off the T somewhat and call it just Spring now. So now they have a wide array of different products that you can choose from. But I started out on that platform and just selling t-shirt mostly. And t-shirt in that time period was the fastest print on demand thing that you can do online. Most of the printers were set up for because print on demand didn't start it a long time ago, because I use a print on demand process and that's what it was mostly t-shirt that they had.
yeah. So let's talk about print on demand. Expand a little bit more on that. What is print on demand?
All right, so in a nutshell, print on demand is you only print when you get an order. It's pretty simple like that. So you can have a platform. So one of the things that most companies would want to move towards is that they don't want to have too many inventory on hand, right? You don't
Yeah.
want to be sitting on inventory and you don't know where the purchase is coming from. So what
Mm,
print on demand does is when the order is placed, the product is
mm,
that's just it in a nutshell. And I have some stats here to show where the print on demand industry is going. So in 2022, the global this information I get from Printful, which is a big print on demand website, which it states in 2022, the print on demand global industry was valued at 5 billion US,
yeah.
right? And it's
Yeah.
projected to reach 39 billion US by 2031. So
Those are
this
some
industry
serious money,
so
man.
this industry is no joke industry, and it's an industry where everybody can tap into. So the question, when do you start? I would say start now. That's always my answer to persons. Like you don't have to even wait until you have a social media platform or anything to start to sell online. You can start today. It's free. And when I say it's free, it's totally free. The only thing you need to invest your time is promoting the product that you have design, promoting the product, and maybe if you're a designer, it will take some time for you to do the design. So the platforms I use is pretty free straight right throughout. You
What's
have
that? What's that one?
so the platforms which I use, which are Teespring, I start
Teespring,
yeah, Redbubble,
Redbubble,
and now the biggest one, which is hard for us Jamaicans to get in, is Merch by Amazon. That
merch by Amazon. Yes, I
that
saw that
is
one as well.
that is killing it right now. So it's just like you're going go on Amazon and you're purchasing a t-shirt. Most of these t-shirts that you see on Amazon, these random t-shirts, these are really just designers just putting their design on t-shirts, and Amazon do everything for them. As you know, Amazon marketplace, person just go in and search, purchase a product. So the good thing about with Amazon, Redbubble, so there's a difference. So let I explain the difference. So like with Teespring and fourth wall, you have to push. most of the traffic towards those platform which I
Yeah.
use. With Redbubble and Amazon, as you know, Amazon, you don't need to do you don't need to advertise. You just design and leave. Persons will go there to buy. If you want to advertise your product, go ahead and do it. It can up your sale, but you can just design on them and just leave your products on the page, and then you can make money. That's with Redbubble. I have some designs on Redbubble, which I have them on there for years now. And it's every now and then I will go into it and say how much money I make. I don't promote that. I don't promote Redbubble none at all. But persons will go on it looking for Jamaican products,
And they'll
and
find you.
maybe randomly they pick one of my products. Cause you have a lot of designers. Yeah, if you go on Redbubble right now and type in Jamaica, right?
Yeah.
You see a lot of different Jamaican design, and most of these designers are not from Jamaica. Like most of them,
They're stealing our stuff to make money because
well,
the brand Jamaica is
yes,
huge.
yes. So they
Yeah.
just put on a Jamaica thing on a T-shirt, and they realize that Jamaica buying power is so large because Jamaicans
Yeah.
will buy. So
Just
Jamaica
put
will
Bob Marley on a t-shirt.
just put Bob Marley. So if you got just type in Jamaica right now, and you realize you see a lot of design coming up with Jamaica. Most of these T-shirts that you see on here, these designers are not from Jamaica. So what I always tell my peers is, hey guys, look at Red Stripe. You see something there with Red Stripe? You know that's some
Yeah.
copy that may look like some copyright infringement. But what I can say to you is that these T-shirts are selling. If you realize these T-shirts are in the top when you type them in, so
Yeah.
Jamaica, so you know that there are traffic moving towards them. And most of these persons that are selling online, they are not from Jamaica. They have no relative in Jamaica. When you look on their store, they just have random things. So they just randomly select one and two Jamaica T-shirt, have it in their stores, and they're
Yeah.
making killing from it. And so what I always say to every Jamaican, anybody out there listening now, use these platforms. Go on it. Design what you love. Just leave it on these platforms. You can leave it until a great. You look a grand pit and then when them come up, you're great, and just leave them with a password to your website. And date
Yeah,
and
that's
color.
your legacy. That's your
Yeah, that's your
legacy.
legacy. Because I remember there was this website called Gearbub. Like, I think it's still there now. So I went on it and I just leave some designs on it. Right? I leave some design on that website. And couple years I didn't even remember the password. And I went back on the website. I said, all right, then let me try to change the password. And but it was pushing me out. I think their website had some problems. And when I finally got in, I realized that 500 US was sitting on the account.
Wow.
And it's not, I left those, I never promoted those designs. I just left them on the website. And persons actually go over there and purchase the stuff
All
without me
right.
knowing.
Without you know, let's recap. You said you sell on fourth. What do you sell on fourth wall?
So if you're going on the so what I started, so this cap that I'm wearing right now,
Yeah.
because it's since recently I'm switching over to fourth wall. So I will give
From
the
where? From
from
Teespring?
Teespring. I want to divert everything over to fourth wall. So
Okay.
I'll give it the reason why and the reason behind this. Right?
Mm.
So most of the profit I've made over the years is from Teespring, right?
Yeah.
But Teespring has gone through some radical changes in terms of management.
Yeah.
They have sold to a company called Amaze now, which
Yeah.
Amaze is a technological company, and they're doing some things now, which customer service is underdown, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of the problem I'm having. Like when persons purchase products, they will reach out to my page and hey, Pro Jamaicans, I'm not getting my product on time. One and two customers, it's not a lot. You understand?
Yeah.
But you know that one customer may damage your
Your
ultimate brand online,
reputation.
your reputation. You understand? So what I realize is that I getting more than about since this year, I received about 3 complaints about not get persons not getting their products
Mm.
on time, and that is because when it comes to print on demand, maybe an event is coming up and somebody see a design they want it for the event, right?
So you have
So
to get so quickly.
you have to get it out quickly. And the thing about printer, the downside about print on demand and printing on these websites is that you have no control over when the product is shipped to the customer
Mm.
or the quality of the product. So
Yeah.
those are some of the downside of it. So if you want to build a brand online, That's the only thing you must take into consideration, that there will be downside using print on demand, because you're not speaking to the customer. They control everything for you. They do the customer service, they do the
Yeah.
shipping, they do the returns, they process everything. So all you need to do is just design, right?
Yeah.
So the thing with Teespring is that I realize that the customer service is going on the down low, right? So they're
Yeah.
losing out on that aspect. Most of my orders that purchase, I realize that persons do get them order, but I want to still maintain that quality and customer service. What I realized with this new company called Fort Wall now, their services, I guess because they're new, and most the influencers that are on it, um they're new into the business, so the customer service is quite good. And as so this is one of the design I ordered from them, because when I'm trying out a new website, I always order samples first.
Yeah.
So this the other day I just went on Canvas. No, wait, me not touch Canva, because me I gotta tell people, say, oh, these things that we have and I play with, we need to use them and make money on our phone. So
Yeah.
I won't touch. So I went and designed this. Trust God, not man. I realized it was a top selling design on what, Pinterest, I think so. It was a viral design. I said, hey, I can do this design and show it on Fourth Wall. I put up this design, I post it on Pro Jamaicans, and boom, person started to purchase right away.
Right.
So I purchased this first as the sample, look on the quality of it. I realized the quality is supreme. They print, their products are good. They print their products proper.
Yeah.
So I purchased the cap and a t-shirt. But this is embroidered. I don't know if persons can see it. So the same design with the trust God and
Yeah.
not man. So it's
But it's
it
embroidered on it. Embroidered.
yes,
Okay.
which is a better than
Better
printing, right?
quality. Yeah.
Better quality, and the cost is not that high to do that type of thing. So I say, yeah, well, let us try it. When I realized that their customer service is on par, their thing, they reach out to you. You can even, the customer, when they purchase from you, they can even give you tips. It's a lot of things you can do. Every customer that purchase, you can send them a customized thank you message, a video message.
Oh,
So
that's nice.
their platform is also, I'll tell persons to use their platform, and it's a good platform to use. But Teespring, you can use it, because it's very pretty straightforward. You just go on, put on your design on t-shirt and sell them. Start a storefront and sell. There's no cost to it. No
So your
cost.
so your current Pro Jamaica website now, is it Teespring?
It's Teespring, because
Okay.
I do most of my design. I'm just taking my time to transition to Fort Wall. But you see,
Right.
the thing about Teespring now, why I didn't even went ahead and close it down. I
Hmm.
don't really need to promote right now, because at the stage where I'm at, I don't need to promote the website again. I already
Yeah.
post the t-shirts on the page, but I can guarantee that this is one of the store that persons living overseas, they go to the shop for Jamaican t-shirt.
Yeah.
So that's where it's at now. I don't need to promote this my store again.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So how do you use Redbubble?
All right, so Redbubble is the same concept. You just the same. Once you have a design, they have a lot of products. So that's with
Yeah.
Redbubble. They have a lot of different products that you can. You have the canvas, you have the bottles, you have a lot of you have the mat, the bathroom curtains, you have blankets. So it's the same concept. Once you have a design, they have their blank design on the website. You just go on it,
Mm.
put your design on it, and they will tell you a base cost. So the base cost is what they're taking from you selling it. So
Yeah.
let's say the base cost for a t-shirt is 11 US dollar. You have the option to mark up that t-shirt even 1,000 US, and the difference is yours. All they care about is that they get their 11 US dollar.
Yeah.
So you can mark it up to any price you want, but they will give you a recommended price to say, okay, t-shirt of this quality normally sell for 25 US. Persons are selling it for 30 US. So you can make a good profit margin on
Yeah.
these t-shirts. And
Yeah.
if you look at it, it's not costing you anything,
So
because
you
they
make
they
$19, they get
exactly
$11.
them
Ah.
get 11, and them not business with that. Them just want to know, say them $11
Then you,
secure, the product ship off, and them good. So you can mark up your t-shirt to any amount you want to sell it.
So let's quickly give explain what print on demand is. What is print on demand? Because for most of these merch platforms, Fourth Wall, Teespring, Amazon Merch, Redbubble, there's a print on demand that is the underpinning of it, right? So what
Mm-hmm.
is that?
All right, so print on demand, as I've said before, this is you design your products. So let us just walk through it like I'm speaking about the platform.
All
So
right.
you go on the platform, you have a design. Let's say this is my design. I design it on Canva. I have a PNG format, and the PNG, as you know, it doesn't have
It's a
any
transparent background.
transparent background.
So you
You just
design it on You go to Canva. So
go to
guys, this is a
Canva.
step by step now. You go to
Yes.
Canva
Yes, so
and you
Canva is my app now. Canva is what I'm using now because
you're a big
Canva,
designer.
I'm a big designer. The thing about Canva, you know, is that if you even look into Canva and type in t-shirt designs, you have pre-made t-shirt designs on it, which
Yes,
you can just
yes.
simply go in. So if you go on Canva right now,
And you can
type
do a
in,
mock-up in Canva.
so everything is there. So that's the gem about Canva now. You just go on it, type in t-shirt, free t-shirt designs. You can get the free one or you can get the paid one. So let's go. We just run through one. Kadia, like how you on Canva right now. So
Right.
t-shirt design. So
See them
there you
there
go.
now.
There you go. So you can just click on one, Kadia. You click on one of those.
Let's click on this one. I can just customize the template, right?
Customize the template. Type in anything you want to type in.
All right. Let's say I want to be a cowboy for life.
Yep. So you just go on and customize that.
Right. You can just put a little thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And you just edit out where you want to
You
edit
just
out.
edit out where you want to edit out. Boom. You save. You save as a PNG.
Yeah, make I even change out. Let's look at let's bring in my logo here. Wait, wrong place. Uploads. So you can upload your logo, PNG format, of course, your
Mm-hmm.
logo. Let me see if I can find. All right. Oh no. Let me see if I can find a darker version. Oh Lord. I can't find a logo. All right. Let's change the background color to use this logo. All right. So red. Change that to change it to yellow. Change the background to black. All right then. All right then. Yeah. All right now. All right, Shavan. So we are now
All
limited
right.
edition.
Yes. So you just export as PNG.
All right. So guys, how you export as PNG? You click share,
Mm-hmm.
download. You select transparent background. Make sure set up
Yep.
here so it's a PNG because you have different file formats. Can you use SVG too?
Not all of them use
Not all of
that
them,
file
some of
type.
them. Because
Yeah.
SVG, what happens with SVG is that it creates a vector file. So it never mind. This is the wrong session. All right, download now. So you download it, and what happens is when it downloads, that black background is gone. So all you're
Yes.
gonna see is the text and the logo in the middle.
All
All
right.
right.
I think your screen is free is frozen in KD. I'm
Is
not
it?
seeing
You're
not
not seeing
sure.
the design?
I don't know if persons in the on the live are seeing it. But what I'm seeing is don't know if it's on my side only.
Okay, let me let me tell you why. Because yeah, it's
All right.
how StreamYard share. All right, see
All
it
right. So
here now.
yeah.
So this is you see it now.
Yes, so that is
All
it.
right
That is
then.
it.
So what you do now? You come here, so you click share,
Mm-hmm.
download, and you select transparent background because it's not automatically selected. So you have to
Yes, so
select
you have
it,
to select that.
transparent background, and then you have to make sure so it says PNG up here.
And the size also put the size to the best quality you
What is
can.
so you want to bring
Yeah,
it
so
all the way
max,
up?
yeah, all the way
Max
up.
quality. All right
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
and then you download, right?
Yeah, cause what you want to do is ensure that when you're printing, the
It
quality of the
preserves the
print
quality. It's not
is great.
pixelated.
It's not
Yes, and
pixelated.
there and so
And
let me
there you
show.
have it.
You see it now?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man.
Are you see
Think you
my?
think you freeze
Okay.
again.
It's not frozen. It's just how the share screen
Okay,
work on
okay.
this. Okay. So let me show you what was downloaded. So this is what it looks like downloaded. Now you're only seeing the black background because it's a
Ah,
setting, but really all there is the yellow with the logo in the middle. So
that is it.
after I'm going to Canva now, Siobhan, design my thing,
Yeah, big
download my
designer.
yeah
See
man,
that? You
boom,
can
big
big design.
designer.
You can go design logo too.
Download it as a PNG to the highest to the biggest file size. What me do know?
That is you now. So you're a t-shirt designer now. So
Boom bang.
and this is so simple. You just go on Teespring website, do a sign up if you're not signed up as yet.
Right?
You go on Teespring, you sign up,
Mm-hmm.
and then as soon as you go on the website, the first prompt that you will see is start your design.
Yeah.
You go on it, you click start your design, and they will ask you for if you have a design, you can upload it, and
Upload the PNG
also you can design in the T on the
in
Teespring website.
Teespring. Ah,
Yeah, so
okay.
they have their own designer too. So if you want to go on it and do your design, you can go onto that website and do your design. That
Okay.
you just put it on your t-shirt, you go through, you set a description, your price, the amount of colors you want to offer,
Mm-hmm.
and that's it. That's it, you launch and you're good to go, you start to sell. And right away persons can buy. You don't need to touch anything else. All you need to do is promote.
So what happens is when me go on your site now, like I go to the Pro Jamaican site, I'm gonna click, me see the shirt, I'm gonna like it, right?
Yeah.
When
Not
me
like
click
you buy
it,
it.
I
Yeah, you
buy
buy
it,
it.
yeah, I
Yeah,
buy
yeah, yeah. Make sure you
it.
buy it.
I buy it, right? When I click purchase, that is when they print it and send it to the person.
Yes, so they will give you like a timeline when your product is expected. Because the thing about print on demand again is that it's not that fast. So, and that is the thing that I realize that persons, when they purchase from you, they understand that they will not get the product right away, but they're still willing to purchase. So it
Mm.
will say you will get this product in 10 days time, you will get this product in 7 days time, or you can say you want it express. I think express is about 5 days.
Mm.
But these are the type of customers that you will have on a print on demand website, is that they are
Mm.
patient and they're willing to wait the 10 days time to get their product.
All
And
right.
that those are the type of customer you want to say, if you're gonna sell anything else to them, if you have a shorter shipping time, you bingo with those customers.
You bingo
Right?
with them.
You
All
bingo
right
with
then.
them.
So all right, so now you're going to your Canva, you set up your design, you download your thing, you go to Teespring, you sign up. Only get that fancy website they like where you have.
All right, so with Teespring, they have their setup. So you can set up your website, you can set up a storefront. So they have a thing called storefront where you call your storefront a specific name, and then you can add your logo to it. You can add the colors that you want, and you can add different things. That is on Teespring.
Mm.
On Fourth Wall now, you have different themes, so you can select the type how you want your store to look. So you
Mm.
just go in, and all of these themes are free,
So it is automated. You don't design it. You
automated.
just say you
You no,
want this kind of thing and then just
you just want the
populate.
colors. So it's
All right.
generic. It's generic. So it's just the
Yeah.
color and the logo you can put on it, and your banner,
So you
your
tell them
store
what
banner.
kind of merch you want for sale to and them just
So
populate.
you design what merch you want to sell. You select the blank merch. So on Teespring you will see they have the leggings, they have the mats, they have the caps, they have very little things. So you put your that same design that you just made, you can just drop it on any merch that you want.
All
Multiple
right.
merch with one design. That one design you can just select all the different type of products you want it to go on.
All right then. And so once you select the type of products that you want, do they do a mock-up for they do the mock-up, right? You don't
They
have to
do
do
the
that.
mock-up. They do the mock-up.
So you're not have to do all of
You
that.
know, if you do, like
You
I'm
just
not say,
design, just do the design, them do the mock-up of everything, and you
you
just
can
boom,
use
you
a
launch your
phone.
store.
Yes, you can use a cell phone that you have in your hand and
Yeah.
do every single thing.
Every
You don't
single
even need
thing.
a computer to do this. You just need.
Don't need a computer.
So when you sit in a bank and you wait for the people
Broadband
them to,
internet.
yeah, to come to you and think, you just say, yeah, well, I'm gonna make some money. I'm gonna make some design, and even at the bank, idea can pop up. I hate waiting in bank lines. And you just write that on a t-shirt, throw it up. You don't know, people may go and buy it. Anything can sell, because there's always somebody willing to purchase. Any little idea that you have come to your
Yeah,
mind. Because
yeah.
with selling merch, what I always tell persons, if you have a brand, let's say my Instagram page is Pro Jamaicans. one of the things I would advise person, I see a lot of persons made this mistake, is that they will design t-shirt and have the big at Pro Jamaicans on it.
Mm.
That thing, I not tell you say now go work, you know. But you see when the one time person purchase it, then now go purchase again. Because what it will look like is a free promotional item.
And talk about that.
So
Talk about how you design brand merch, because one of the reasons why people buy brand merch is that, one, they want to be associated with your brand because they love your brand or whatever. But another reason why people buy brand merch is the sentimentality behind the
all
brand
right,
merch,
all
not
right.
necessarily to promote your
Your
brand.
brand, all
So it
right.
can't just be follow Digital Jamaica
That a
or
joke,
follow Project. It's a
joke
joke
thing,
thing.
joke thing that look like a some free t-shirt the person have
Th-
a
th- th-
wear.
there has to be an association with the sentimentality, which is why you have to understand why people are following in the first place. Because that,
Ah,
if you can then take that and turn that into a physical representation of your brand, and then
that is it.
slap that on a shirt, it will
You're
sell.
good. So I have some. So you have some big print on demand design. I think one of them is
Yeah,
DeFranco. This big YouTube. I think I'm not sure if he's still
and
big on
and and
YouTube.
from the name from H3 podcast, Teddy,
Yeah,
that
some
Teddy
yeah.
brand, that's
All right.
huge.
So most of these persons, what they do with their brand is that, you know, most brand they're affiliated with certain taglines or certain things.
Yes,
So what you
yes.
use, if you're a tagline, or you use certain words. So when you're doing a video, there are certain words that you use, like MKBHD. Yes,
MKBHD, yeah.
something like that. One of his thing is about 20, I think, was it 24 FPS. I think
Mm,
he liked to shoot using that, right?
yeah.
So what he has have on one of his design is just that. And he have a lot of persons out there
And his
who are
logo.
and his logo is just small on it. But you have a lot of persons out there who like to camera fanatics who love to shoot with that specific frame rate. So what they do, it kind of tap into that side of the market, and also once you're a fan of him, you also show his brand. So
Right.
I always say to persons, like when you're going online and saying you're gonna start a brand, I'm not gonna tell you not to put your page name or anything on it, you know. But always remember that if I put just Pro Jamaica at Pro Jamaicans or follow Pro Jamaicans on a t-shirt, nobody not gonna buy that again. A one
There's
time
no
them gonna
value
buy it.
added for the
There's no
customer.
value added for the customer, so be careful. And that's the
Yeah.
problem. Even some people put their picture on the shirt. I mean, I say, guys, like
Like for
that's
real.
the
Yeah,
style is not gonna
I
work, you
mean, no,
know.
but
It
to be
can work, you
fair,
know. It
if you're
can
big,
work.
if you're
If
big,
you're big, you have to know which part you're there. That may I say like you have to
yeah.
know which part you're there. I can't and them people they can show them picture on shirt. You will just have a little bit of
And
followers.
if it's a big YouTuber or if it's a
Yes,
big
you
digital
can,
personality, you
exactly.
can get a like a
But
cartoon
nowhere
version
at
or
yes,
digital artsy kind of version of your
yes,
face or your logo, and people will buy it. Because
yes.
this is the
So
thing, guys. People want to associate with your brand, you know, because they like you, they like what you do, they like what you represent. But at the
mm,
same time, me don't want to wear your face for my thing, or me don't want to
exactly.
follow you for my. Me not try to promote you.
Yes.
Me try for patronize you, but not necessarily directly promoting. So I want
So
to be able to, cause all right, may I show them again. Look on this. It's a powered by Carmel Porridge, right? That is where this is. This is a Pro Jamaica shirt,
that's the
right?
jam. Yeah. Yep.
So me when I wear this, powered by Carmel Porridge, I think it is funny. I think me love Carmel Porridge, me Jamaican, and what it is that another Jamaican is gonna recognize it. If me
Once a
go to the road, a
that
Jamaican
is
is
it.
gonna see it and go, "Me want that." So
More.
that is
That
one of
is
this.
it.
That is one of the things you need to tap into is a community. So if
That is it.
somebody see a shirt, them gonna go, "Oh, me know that. Where you get a shirt? Me know that, right?" But also, is somebody where don't know the brand see it, them still have some kind of
Something.
it's still relatable to them,
That is it.
right? So that's
That
why
is it.
the design has to be nice, the colors you use have to know it, and the quality of
The
the material
quality of
have
the
to be good
material.
as
That
well.
is it. And even
As Rana K say, you must be in the customer's world. You have to think like them.
that is it. And one thing what you just like persons on the street, because most of my designs that I realize I sell overseas. I have persons that go to this big Jamaican event overseas and they will
Yeah.
message me and say, yo, chef, because what I try to do, is like, although my face is not out there on the page, a lot of persons know the name behind it. They will say, yo, Chef. Because what I try to do with my community, I try to interact with persons. And this is just genuinely me.
And you used to the lives a lot.
Yeah, I used to the live, and everybody, if you realize when I'm coming to people on my program, it's sis or bro, and that is me genuinely. That's how I am. I'm very easygoing. Like, one, you can just come up to me and talk to me, and yo, me
Mm,
good, yo, yeah, my sis, yeah, my bro. Once you're Jamaican, yeah, my sis or bro, and
yeah.
no offense. So this is me. Like, so persons kind of have that feeling towards and say, yo, a chef there behind
You
it.
have a
So
relationship.
me have a relationship with. So even though there's a lot of persons on it, I try my best as possible to even like persons comment. When they make them comment, me comment back, yo brother, big
Yeah,
up,
you
me
do
love
that. You
this.
do that very well. Yeah.
So you really have to engage. You can't be too, you can't go on like yeah Kim Kardashian on this thing. And that I always tell people, say, yo, you realize you have a lot of followers, and then you just automatically think you're bigger. Me even see people stop follow, like when you look on their followers count, it's zero people they follow it.
Like,
Like,
who does this? It's so
why center that?
unrealistic.
And they
But
don't comment, they don't interact. And I say, like, if you plan to sell things to people, really and truly, you
you have
need
to
to
be super engaging.
you
And
have
guys,
to
you
engage.
have to know. You see the people them, the digital personalities that are most successful at selling brand merch are because the people who follow them feel like them are afraid. Look at Taylor Swift. Hey,
All
let me tell you
right.
something. Taylor Swift is on the way to becoming the first artist the first artist to make over a billion, say it with me, billion,
Billion.
just from touring,
See that? See
she
that?
is set to make how much $1 billion just from this tour. You know what Taylor Swift do where a lot of other artists don't do? And even though you have artists with them big friend, you have the Bay Hive, you have the Rihanna
Mm-hmm.
Army, you have the Barbs, right? Yeah, she she talks to her audience and make them feel as if they are her friends. She have
That
a
is it.
text number where you can text with her. You know damn well you ain't texting with no Taylor Swift, right?
That is it.
She is live a lot. She engages. You don't know who does this good to as well. Doja Cat. She's always online talking to her audience. Guys,
Mm-hmm.
the more you engage with the audience and build a relationship and make them feel like they're a part of your world and that you and them are friends, or there's a potential for you and them to be friends, or some other value that you're adding to them,
Adding.
they
Mm-hmm.
will they will support.
They
They
will
will
support
support.
you.
But you
That is
have
it.
to build up. And I know you said, Siobhan, that you can just go on and start. But if you want to be ultra successful, you have to have that community support first. You have to have that
That is
community
it. That is it
support.
for real.
Because let's quickly talk about marketing now. Because as you said, Siobhan, you don't even have to do a lot of marketing. Because you
Yeah,
already have
at
the
this
community.
stage, like, and I'm being honest, like, if you look on the page now, you will hardly realize that I hardly post the products on the page now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I realize I don't really need to do it at this point in time, because persons just automatically go to the website and purchase. And this is one of the things that I say, when you have these returning customer, you can put your pot on fire for the returning customers.
Return sales. Yeah.
So the return sales, these are persons that bring along persons with them also. And say,
Mm-hmm.
yo, come over here, some man, see the store here. May I share this? Sometimes when I look where the traffics are coming from to the store, it's mostly WhatsApp. Sometimes you realize that most of the traffics are coming from WhatsApp. Now, when
Mm-hmm.
you look at that, you have to study analytics and say, all right, where are my traffics coming from? When you look at most traffics are coming from WhatsApp, you realize that it's somebody sharing the store through
Sharing
their
your link.
WhatsApp, sharing a
Yes.
link for person to buy. So you say, all right, that is a loyal customer doing that. So may I pre now say, let me track down that customer somewhat
And
sometime, because
incentivize them.
that is the thing. Because even sometimes what I realize, even when my customer, currently I have a customer that I'm gonna send some PayPal money to, because his product was delayed by Teespring. He reach out to me, say, yo, chef, you know me not get my product, me only get one. Teespring tell him same product last and them have some time. Me say, yo, how much you pay for the product? And tell me 30 US. Me say, no problem, bro. I'll send you the 30 US. I'm good when I send that, when I send back his 30 US to him, I know that that will be a customer that come back to me.
Come
You
back to you
understand?
because of customer service. Yeah.
Because you have, yeah, what you have really, you have to watch out Amazon and them people that do it. Any business you do, no matter how small it be, try to follow the big brands them that are successful. Remember, if you lost something from Amazon, Amazon now argue with you, They must say, okay, then boom, you can get back a return, you can get back this. Most of these big successful sites, like I purchased from this website called ASOS. I remember when they
Yeah,
just
we know
started out.
ASOS.
When they just started out, ASOS used to ship to me directly to Jamaica, free of cost, right? But Jamaica postal system go. You
Mm.
now get your products them on time. Boom, when I reach out to ASOS, I don't get my products. ASOS, man, I no long talking with me now. Full refund of my amount. And me not lie. You see, with that, when I see ASOS do over the years, back then, I become a loyal. So
Yeah,
most clothes I wear are strictly purchased from ASOS
yeah,
because of that. So what you have to do is to put yourself in the customer shoes. Understand what works for you to what do you look out for when you're
yeah.
supporting that. So
What are
always take it.
international quality standards when it comes to
Yes.
customer service? Because let me tell you something, even with that Amazon, I bought something from Amazon, it come, they sent me the wrong size. They sent me the wrong size. It's not, I mean, I get the product, them send the wrong size, but it already shipped to my couriers and my courier already shipped it here. I
Mm-hmm.
reach out to Amazon and I say, listen, I got the product, but it was the wrong size. No arguments.
No,
Okay, no problem. Here's your. I didn't get back the money. I got back the credit for the
that
the
is it.
amount in credit, and within
Yes.
no time, first of all, they asked me if I wanted them to resend with the right size, or if I wanted the credit. I had the option, right?
Yes.
Or I could send it back and because if I send it back, I'll get the cash back or whatever.
And
Couldn't
that
send
is
it
the
back because
thing.
I'm already in Jamaica. So they're
Yeah.
like, no problem. They even sent me the thing for send it back, them send me everything we need to send it back.
Everything
But
where you need
it was
to
gonna cost me too much money to send it
too
back. So
much.
they said, okay, no problem. Here what? Here's the credit. I
I,
decided to take
I
the credit. I took the credit. See, so the
um,
next time I bought from Amazon, when I'm checking out, just put in the credit and I literally paid
and you're
six
good to
dollars for the
go.
next item I bought.
Because you feel comfortable. And this is the thing. I'm not telling
Yeah.
persons who are just started out in print and demand to go send them money to people. But what may I say? Once you reach to a point now where you realize that this customer had purchased from you before, sometimes
Mm,
you're not able because what you see the thing is communication. Once you
yeah.
can communicate with the customer and say, yo, you are one. This is what I'm trying because this customer that I'm speaking of, you know that I'm not the one who's sending the product to him. I walk
Mm,
him through the full process. I say, yo, I send him the emails because he told me about the delay. I reach out to Teespring, I reach out to my community manager and say, yo, I have a customer is disgruntled. You need to sort him out right now. What I did, I screenshot that email that I sent to my community manager, send it to my customer and say, yo, this is how
so
I
you
go
can
on
see say
in a
yeah,
bro.
yeah,
So
those
him send
things.
me do something. And even that, he was saying, yo, Chef, you don't have to send me no money, brother. Me just realize what I go and I realize it's not your fault. But me say, bro, don't worry yourself, man. So even if you refuse sometime else, say a free link at to a t-shirt. If me have the profit,
That's
they
how
can
I
just
got
take it.
my shirt.
Ah, so see
That's how
then,
I
so
got. I got my shirt because I remember what we did together, and you gave
yeah.
me a shirt.
I would say, yo, see a free link that to a t-shirt, you're good to go.
Yeah,
Cause you not really, if you look funny, you really have the money I make online, and really and truly, it's just making us so you can give
yeah,
back sometimes, you can give back to persons. It
yeah,
don't cost a lot. So
yeah.
I think we know with time I go
Yeah, what time
fasting.
I got? So we're gonna wrap up. So
Yeah.
realistically, though, chef, how much money can you make from this? Realistically
All
speaking,
right. So
and then
let
oh, you're getting money. How much money you can make? Oh, you're getting money.
all right. So let us just say realistically, and just being. I'm gonna say, let's say you have a small page, right? And you're pushing.
What
You
is
put
small?
let me just say 1,000 followers, right? I have because I don't really look at the big numbers, You see me? So even though I have a big page and I have this whole heap of followers and thing, when I really look how Instagram and all of these things work, it's a percentage of your follower count is seeing your post. So let's say you have a 1,000. Because what I think sometimes when a page is very small and thing,
Hmm.
your post then really reach to more people than these big page. Because even though I have this big page, you really have to be consistent. Because once the numbers start to go up in Acadia, the reach of the amount of person you're reaching to is I think is so less, and because of the whole heap of bot account also, it kind of mess up your page, right? So you will see these big page with these big numbers and these small interaction, which so you have to really understand how for them thing works. So what I will say now, let's say you have 1,000 followers, between 1,000 to 5,000 followers, I can say if you have a good design and the design is taking off, you can make like let's say 2,000 US a month from this.
Wait, 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 wait,
Or
wait, 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 wait.
and you can
Read and come again. Read and come again, selector. Read and come again, selector. You say.
You can
If
make
me have a page with 1,000 followers, 1,000 active, and it
thousands to
what was it?
5,000.
What was
Yeah.
it? What was it? 1,000 to 5. What was it? 1,000 to 5,000 followers. When I'm just means that people just dip on your account and it look pretty.
I
We
look
mean
pretty.
them active and them
Yes.
engaged.
And
Them
these are
them
some loyal people.
yeah, active
If,
engaged. Them
yep.
move when you say
Them
move.
love
Yeah.
you and you build that
Yeah.
community where them love you.
There's trust, there's loyalty, there's
Loyalty.
goodwill, because all of that me put under the umbrella of goodwill,
Yep.
right? Trust, loyalty, reciprocity, value, all that come under goodwill. So you build that already, you have
Mm-hmm.
them lock. If me have a community like that, you're saying that I can make up to 2,000. How much are 2,000 US? I'm gonna
Two,
calculate that real fast
but
because
but Kadia, I will tell you when I just started Teespring, right?
guys, that's a 300K a month.
And I'm gonna show you our vibes now. You see, when I just started Teespring, I had this because we were in a community with all the different creators. I had
Yeah,
this creator on it, and I don't remember this lady that made this poem or thing about phenomenal woman. I think
Maya
I don't.
Angelou.
But yeah, suppose, and
Maya
I
Angelou.
think yeah, I think it became a big trending
Yeah, the
one.
phenomenal woman
Yeah,
thing.
you
Yeah,
remember that it
still
became
I
trending.
rise. Yeah,
Ah, that is it. And then I had a creator on in the group, and she placed it on a T-shirt and went on Twitter, and her
and
T-shirt
she was backlashed
by
hard.
but her T-shirt went viral on Twitter, and she made about 1 million
Ton of
US,
money.
1 million something around
It
that
was a
from
white
Teespring.
lady because only
Wait,
them alone have the audacity.
I like that. So like, so yeah, you can design with something. I used to even thread that you were speaking about now.
Yeah.
We can see that the algorithm is out there and things are reaching to persons. Now is the right time for drop some look at design on it. So if you plan for do a look at thing, you can go
Don't
and
look a
thread right.
threads thing. I'm
Yeah, do
weaving on threads.
even that right now.
I'm, I'm
That's a perfect thing.
threading.
I'm threading. You go on thread now and show up that, and let's say that T-shirt go viral. When it go viral, your link is there to purchase it.
Yeah.
Boom! In a one night, you can make 1 million US. I mean, not a joke. So it's just like a video going. It's just like a video going
Went
viral on
viral.
TikTok. So you have
Yeah.
to look on it. Say if this can go viral, if you reach the 10 million person, how much out of that 10 million? Because if 10 million a person share it, that means hey, them love it. How much of
And
this
about
love
maybe 1% of that buy. That's still what,
can
10K people?
how much of them we can convert to sale? So if you
There you
have
go.
10K, so
If
10K
10K, you convert
time
1% of that.
times $10, you're good to go.
You're
You
good
make
to
a food,
go.
you make a
So,
food, you just
so,
build back.
so realistically, you're saying you can make up to 2,000 US dollars a month,
Yeah,
right?
with that page, and you just need and persons will start and say, yo, this is impossible. What I'm saying to you is that I'm not telling you that yo, if you're gonna design you're gonna make 200, because you will make $0 too. You're not gonna make
Yeah.
no money too. You see me? But at the same time, if you know you have a loyal fan base and your fan base are willing to support you, this I'm telling you at max you can make this. And you can even make more, not at max, you can make more once you design. Because if the 1,000 person, which me know say now gonna happen still, if the 1,000 person for your thing, purchase your thing. Like a $10 for everybody. But that now happen still, but we just a say.
Yeah.
You see
If
me?
if you listen, there's a theory that says if you get 100 true fans,
Good.
100 true fans will continuously support you, you can literally quit your day job.
And
All
let me
right
get
then.
well on the
One
kid
last
there.
thing. Yeah.
Let me give you a quick hack. So if you want to make your first sale on Teespring, this is it. You have family members overseas. Come, I always send people overseas. You have family members overseas.
Yeah.
You know, anybody that come up with them birthday pretty soon, all you need to go say Auntie Pam birthday, July this. Big nice girl. You just put that on one t-shirt and send it to Auntie Pam with the overseas. So you're not big Auntie Pam nothing. You design a t-shirt, a birthday t-shirt for Auntie Pam,
Mhm.
and you just send it to her and she purchase, you make the profit. That's your first sale you can make from Teespring.
Boom, boom, bang, boom, bang, boom, bang. All right then. So Antipat said that you spoke about Odex, but Odex is now Upwork apparently.
That is it. That is it. Says it's now
Yeah.
changed to
Oh,
upward.
upward, upward.
Yeah,
Thanks for
man.
that, Antipat. Thanks for that, Antipat. All right. So now, how we get our money? So we can make up to 2,000 US dollars a month.
Mm-hmm.
With conditions apply. Conditions apply, right?
Conditions apply. Yeah.
How you get the money?
All right, so it's a sad story, and it's one of the story that I hate so much because of where we are located, right?
Yeah. We have a
So
payment processing problem.
yeah, and it's getting worse. I will say. So when I started out with Teespring, I remember I told her that they use Payoneer and
Yeah.
and PayPal. I started out because when I started out on these things, most of these restrictions were in place. So can you hear me?
Yeah, man.
All right, so most of these restrictions weren't in place. So you could easily connect your Payoneer account to your PayPal account at that point in time. There wasn't any problem.
Can't
It
do that
was
no more.
it was pretty straightforward. So back then, once I get my payment in the spring, and it was up to about last year, it discontinued now. So my Payoneer was connected to my PayPal right throughout.
Yeah.
So once
Yeah.
me get my payment in a PayPal, me just boom throw it over Payoneer.
And then boom to your local account.
Boom. Then me just go to the ATM because I had my Payoneer card out here.
Oh, you just can swipe.
Boom. Straight US. So when I go to ATM out here, me no look on local money, you see me? Boom, straight US dollar. Me not talk local. You see me? I say, so it was pretty easy. You see
Hmm.
me? Last year now, I realized I got a notification from Pioneer about Jamaica, something about Jamaica. And now they threw my account, boom, locked down with some money in my account. Me can't get my money. One bag of run round, yo, you can't get through with this because Jamaica is on some high risk place and thing, and
Yes,
they have to close
yes.
down my Pioneer account. And I had to send the money over to Scotia now. You know when you drop a Scotia, one big percentage of your money gone. And the amount of different banks that they had to send it through for
But
it.
check out the fees out of.
So it's like half of the money I got when I say, all right, then me get something. You understand? So what I start to do now, I just strictly get my money through PayPal. It's straight PayPal. And since lately I start to use why is it TransferWise or Wise Transfer? Some
I think a
trans
transfer wise.
TransferWise, which is a gem, which Jamaicans living out here. I get my money yesterday
Mm.
because I sent some money through it. I was testing the whole thing, and
Mm.
the money actually reached to my Scotia account yesterday. And I saw this
Yeah.
creator. I saw this creator online. I don't remember his name. He have a video on YouTube which he told Jamaicans how they can he informed Jamaicans how they can get their money using Wise
Is that
Transfer.
Karen Rose?
I
Is
can't him
Karen
name. I do. It's a brownie. I saw the video yesterday.
bald head?
Yes, a ball head. I mean, I say, yo,
Karen Rose.
this is a gem. I love what he is doing. You see me? So, guys, you want to check out his page and see. He have all the information on it, and you can see. So, what I'm using now, because with Fort Wall doesn't use PayPal. They use TransferWise now. So, what you can do is go on to TransferWise, set up your account on it. They will give you a US bank account, and you can use that US bank account to
So we
send.
can't find Jamaica pan transfer wise,
No man, why? You ask something about no, just sign up for it. It's
Oh,
pretty
you have to
much.
sign up.
Just
Okay.
sign up and you get the US bank account.
Oh, you get a US bank
You
account
get
and
a
then
US bank account. You
you can
just
just transfer it to
yes,
your
so you
local
just
account.
to your local, they transfer it to your wires, and from the wires you can transfer it to your local bank account.
All right,
And the
all right.
fee is pretty cheap using Wise. It's only when they reach to Jamaica now to Scotia and so on. You know them have them look a fee with them
Them
charge.
fee or them charge, yeah.
Yeah.
For
But the
convert the
fee
money.
the fee for Wise is very small. It's a small fee. So that's what I'm
Ah,
using now. That's one of the gem. And I say just go on YouTube and look on these Jamaicans with the video, telling persons how they can set up your Wise account.
yeah,
And
yeah.
I think from his video he was saying you can link your PayPal to it. But me in a two want put my PayPal account now. 'Cause you know PayPal I want to look a place in a two want
Them frighten easy.
and then we lock down your account and lock down your money,
That me
you will
mean when we say them frighten easy.
you will not
Them
get your
very
money.
skittish. It's like, oh, but I don't go the transaction. Yeah, look, shut down.
Yes, so if you have a next PayPal account, you can go try it with it. But you see your main PayPal account, don't play with it too
Don't
much.
play games.
Cause they will lock down with your money and you now get it back. You have to go up a PayPal head office, Baby, you can't find them office because knock on them door and say, sir, they call police for you. So by way you have to know where you do. Don't rock with them.
All right, so just to recap, because guys, we're all that time. So that's the recap. Siobhan, you're saying that listen, you can start anytime you want to start to sell merch,
Start at
but
what time
the,
now?
the best
12:40, yeah.
time, yeah, the best time to start selling merch is when you've already start building that community.
Yes, build that community first. Yeah.
Anika says she don't like PayPal at all. A lot of us don't like PayPal because PayPal fees, they're one of the most expensive payment
Yes.
processors out there. Them not cheap.
Yes.
Them
And
not cheap.
then we eat your
And
food,
them
man.
will
Then
lick away your
around.
foot, man. So Siobhan is saying that the best time to start is now. But if you want to see some real traction, build a community first,
Yeah.
build a relationship with your community, um engage them, make them feel like a part of something bigger than themselves, and then
That is
that's
it.
they can promote to them. And then after a while, they don't even have to promote to them because it's automatic, because you're gonna have
Automatic.
repeat
That is
sales,
it.
repeat
And
sales, and then people just have to send the link to everybody and go, yo, buy this. And
buy
and
this.
then another thing too is you have to make sure so the merch that you're selling has more value than just to promote your brand.
That
It's
is
not
it.
about promoting your brand, it's about community and
Community.
making your community feel a part of something and feel that if they're buying something from you, then it's adding value to them,
That is
not
it.
necessarily to you. The value you get is the money, but there's value, whether it's sentimental value, whether it's community based value, whatever the value is, they have to feel like they're a part of something, right? And that's the reason why they buy. It because you have to remember how people think. There has to be some kind of moral or something that attaches them to you and your brand,
That
right?
is
Like
it.
the reason why you buy Jamaica flour mills because your granny used to buy Jamaica flour mills and your mother used to
Yep.
buy Jamaica. Legacy, there's legacy about
Mm-hmm.
it, right? So there has to be something greater than just, oh, I think you're cool to buy your brand. Even though you have a small percentage of people who buy your brand because they think you're cool, there has to be something else. If you don't want people buy your shirt one time and then wear it when they might clean them off,
No
and
way
but
I do.
you want them buy it because they want to proudly wear it out the road and show it off because then
Mm-hmm.
that can build connection for them with other people who are part of that something bigger. Then that's what your design principle should be based on, right?
I wear your merch too, and I will advise persons,
Yeah,
Kadia, to
where you
wear them.
merch.
Yo, last night I went on the road and I went to Dubwise with this. And it's
Yeah,
about three persons asked me, where can I get this cap to purchase? And boom, yeah, man, you can buy it from the website. And the website I'm buy it from, you see me? So,
yeah.
boom, I think I see.
Can you use your own US bank account with TransferWise? So if you already have a US bank account, well, why do you need TransferWise? If you already have
If you
your
have
own
it, you
US
don't
bank
need.
account, you just send your money to your Jamaican account.
Yeah, man, because really and truly, it's we that persons that are living in Jamaica and don't have the US bank account.
Yeah.
That's why we use TransferWise to get that US bank account.
Yo, Enika said it take her 6 months to get her money from people
You see
after them
that?
lock her. Whoa,
You
yo,
see
yeah,
that
them not
thing?
them not playing, man. So yeah, so Chevron, you said that the you started out with Teespring. Teespring actually held you down for a while, but them kind of shift up now and it cause problems. So you're switching over to fourth wall, but you've also
Mm.
used Redbubble and
So
you're looking at
I
Amazon
use
merch.
like I practice. I have some sites I don't remember. I put designs on Kadia, and to be honest, and it's really when I'm going like me, I try to sign in with the sign up for it because I will just randomly go on them. So what I'll do, I just provide the name of most of these websites to you, Kadia, and you
I'll,
can
I'll put
put it
them on.
on,
So you say you spread
put them up.
out,
Yeah, me just all once me have a design because that's the unique thing. Once you have a design, you can show them on all of these different platforms. Some of them you
right?
just leave them on it. Redbubble, I will say. Zazzle also. Zazzle is a good platform where you can go and just leave things
Zazzle,
on it. Yeah, Zazzle have every single thing.
Zazzle.
Everything where
Oh boy,
yeah.
I have so much of them out the road.
Yeah man, I will leave. Zazzle is a good platform. You can just left things on it. You
All
understand?
right then, yeah. So the idea is to distribute your design to as many places as possible. And this is the thing, guys. This is a thing that I've learned just recently. You see, when it comes to doing this online and making money online thing, the best thing you can do is optimize. Like if you start with something, Try create a way that you can scale it, because what we're really interested in is maximizing, not duplicating efforts, right?
That is it.
So you maximize the effort, not duplicate it. So
Mm-hmm.
if you can start with something that is scalable, and that is how you maximize that effort, right? And so you're not recreating the design over and over again. You're creating one solid, or
One solid.
maybe
Yep.
five solid designs, and just
Mm-hmm.
distribute all over the place,
Because the
right?
thing, the thing what I would say, you see, if you have your design and persons realize it's a winning design on a
Yeah.
certain platform, they will go ahead and use your same design and go on the next platform and sell it. And you can't do any copyright claim or anything if you didn't have a design on that website. Because
There
this
you
is
go.
print on demand.
So Kemoy says, does the tag on the clothes have the Pro Jamaica logo? If it's like when you do the merch.
Oh, no, no. I didn't put the logo on it, right? Um,
But you can
You
do
can,
that.
because some of these websites allow you to put your own unique tag in it, but it come at an extra cost.
Extra cost, right?
So it would be an extra cost to the customer and a less profit margin. But I do agree with Kemar that put the pro Jamaicans low, because I think that's a big reach
Selling
also,
point, yeah.
selling point to say I just drop the
Especially
pro
because
Jamaicans thing.
it's a massive platform. You
Yeah,
see,
man.
that's
I
the
think
advantage you have, because you have such a big platform.
yeah,
So
yeah,
you can brand the shit out of your thing, because you have such a
yes.
huge you have
Totally,
such a
totally.
huge platform.
Huge. And I
All
love, I
right
love,
then.
I love that. And just one point to say, Kadia, these are the things that I love. And what I will advise most Jamaicans is that, and this is maybe totally separate from the whole t-shirt thing, is that what I realize in the other space, because I go into most of these creator space where they talk about t-shirts. You see these guys, they're always sharing knowledge. If they learn something today and it worked for them not ramp to share it. So this is what we realize
We
with
don't
we
gatekeep.
like the problem, and we have to be different. You see me? We have to be willing to share information, share, because
No gatekeeping.
whole heap of Jamaica out here like I struggle and I know if to do this. And sometimes the answer when me I look for are people from other nations that give me, and we just message them on there, man. The man them now ramp, the man them I say, yo, this is how you do it, man. This is no problem. This is how you do it. Give a full walkthrough, no problem. So Jamaicans, like creators, everybody, we have to just come together, young and old, and just
And spread
keep
the information, because
spread
I'm
the
tell you, say
information.
enough food out there for
Oh,
eat. We
if a
can
man
eat dumb.
right now, if a man come and design the same t-shirt like me, we are Jamaican, I do business. Me just say your brother, you can go sell it. People are chef, we always tell people about T-Spring. Me say, brother, I'm not in no competition with
Let me
nobody.
tell you what my like bother you tell. You
Me
may
not
attack Chevron. But every time we go to Chevron, I say, Chevron, oh, you do this.
like
No hesitation. No hesitation. And every time I say, Chevron, come talk to my people, then, but oh, you do this. No itching.
no,
You know
like
who else is like that? Ingrid Riley. That's why I really love
big
that
up
lady there.
Ingrid.
Big
Yeah,
up
like
Ingrid. No hesitation.
make no
This is that
sense.
talk to that person. You're gonna so click on the website and no, because guys, as me say, you see, the problem is that when you feel like you're closed in your box, and this is what I tell people, you are not limited to the Jamaican market. The Jamaican
That
market
is
is
it.
small, but you're not
That is
limited
it.
to the Jamaican market, right?
That's
And
it.
so when you're looking now more global and international, it becomes less of an issue for you to share information where you find out. Because guess what now? Food, they are road, wally, a road mean on the internet to the world. That's
Exactly.
what that would mean by road. Food out a
Then
road for eat. And you can eat and you're very full and you get fat.
remember we
Right?
said 39 billion by 2031. I know Joe
Exactly.
money that
And why we not to tap into it if
all
everybody else are
right.
gonna jump on brand Jamaica
Yep.
and make money? If you go on some of these social media platforms, what is one of the number one hashtags? Hashtag Jamaica.
Yep.
Hashtag Jamaicans.
Mm-hmm.
Why we not for benefit from hashtag Jamaica? No
Go
man, I
pa
tell
Ali,
for
if you
I
go
tell for go to go
yeah.
box some food out of people mouth.
Go pa AliExpress, the China side, go type in Jamaica and you see how much Jamaican products them
Go
have.
on
Them
Amazon.
go pa Amazon, you see
Go
how much
type in Jamaica and see what a caca strike
most
over
of
there.
these persons are not
Listen,
Jamaicans.
Barrington McIntosh, who is a Jamaican who lives in
Big
Mandeville,
up
who
Barrington.
exclusively sell Jamaican products on Amazon and make millions.
Yes. Big up
I'm not about millions in Jamaica, I'm talking millions in US.
and
Okay.
Barrington always willing to share
Oh, wait, even
information.
the next one. Blah, blah,
Like
blah, 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 blah. No, itching. Let me tell you,
like
I was invited to a session that he did a couple Saturdays ago at the Pegasus. And in the session, he was telling us about how he started a WhatsApp page. He
Mm-hmm.
started a WhatsApp page just for the people that when him talk about selling on Amazon. Him sell that WhatsApp page for 50,000 US dollars.
Jeez.
That WhatsApp himself. This only not understand food, and this is the thing to Shaman. Jamaican people don't understand food and that value added. We do not understand because you guys we're just selling the thing. So you have a
Yeah.
skincare product, you're selling a thing. Let me tell you how the white people them do it. Them sell the product, them sell the patent to the product, them sell the
Yep.
process, them sell the
Mm-hmm.
information as to who is the manufacturer, blah blah blah.
Yep.
Them sell every part of
Everything.
it from the
Everything.
production down to the end product. Them sell
Yes.
it.
Cause they know they
Then them
can't
go
keep
do
it.
then
They
them go
can't.
then them go do speaking engagement. Then them
Yep.
go do motivational talk.
Mm-hmm.
Then them talk about oh you set up your business. Guys, them sell every single part of
Every
the
single
thing.
part of it. So they milk it to
They
they
make the
milk it
product
right up.
the end product is only one
One aspect.
revenue. Only
Yeah.
one revenue because
And
they
it's
had to build up to the point where they're selling. So it's all of that thing, all of the experience and the knowledge with them gain from building up to that point, that's sellable. People will
that
buy
is it.
it. People will
People.
buy your patent.
Mm-hmm.
If you're into like the dressmakers now, you know what they do? And the artists now what they do? They must sell them templates.
Yep.
They
Yep.
sell their templates. You can go find sewing templates. You can go find the artists them and them templates. They sell templates, guys. Listen, we only eat some food when I yam the whole plate, and
The
that is
whole
the
plate.
problem. You have to
Mm-hmm.
understand how these people make money. They make money from not just the end product, but the value added and everything in
Yes.
between. Oh, this is how I came up with this idea to the end product. I like them sell.
All right.
And them
Everything.
all sell the sketch or the sketch.
Everything. The
This is
thing.
the know, man. Them sell
Everything.
everything. So Sandy says, what if you have a Canadian account?
Can
Like, you
you?
know, no problem. You know, just get
I
your money
don't,
in your
yeah,
Canadian
you're
account.
good. Because a Jamaica really be in a problem, you know, and you don't only have a
Yeah.
restriction with most of these sites.
And we
Once
don't
them
have a
to
payment
Jamaica,
processing
yeah,
system.
them
Yeah.
just start throw you one side, oh, Jamaica, you're there, this not gonna work out.
If you have a US account or a Canadian account, you don't have a
You're good,
problem.
man. You're
You're
good. You're
already
good.
ahead of the game.
Way
All right,
ahead.
guys. Siobhan, thank you so much for being on here today. Really appreciate it. As I
Big up,
said,
big up.
you're always willing. You're always open. It's never an issue. And you tell with all your business. I will really I will
Yeah,
really
man, big up.
appreciate it because I remember one of the earliest conversation I had with you was about this very same thing where you're like people need to know things and if you have the information you need to share it. So you've always been that way and I
Definitely,
really
man.
really really appreciate you for that. So guys, we're ending this live. Thank you so much for being on and for watching. I'm going to be putting up all of the gems where Siobhan dropped here. So today it's gonna be on our website, right? With a link to this video where you can rewatch the video. But all the links, all the tips, all the hacks that Siobhan gave us will be on the website come tomorrow or Monday because I'm tired. Okay, will be on the website. I'll let you guys know when I've posted it, and you can go and you can click on all the links and everything and get started. If Chevron is so willing, I don't know if there's a way that people can reach out to you, Chevron.
Yeah,
If
man.
there were, I don't know if you do any kind of mentorship session or any kind of session with people
Well,
if they're
that
interested in that.
all right, so that's one of the things I'm planning to start. You see, because of the time, because I have a full-fledged 9 to 5. As I always
Yeah.
tell a kid, I say, you only some time available. But what
Mm,
I'm trying to do is just to do some structure of certain things. Because I have conversation like some Zoom meetings sometime with
mm,
clients who want to grow their page and want to know the insights on this and how, which I
mm.
can tell them as much as I know until Instagram something's change up again. You
Switch up.
understand? Switch up. So I can tell you as much as I know. I'm not gonna tell you say you guarantee for your page grow, but I can say this is what I do and this is what I've been working over the years.
Mm,
Right? So I do this and I have conversation with persons about t-shirts. So you can reach out to me on
mm.
Pro Jamaicans. You can always drop a DM. I will
He
always
answers
try
his DMs.
I will always try my best to answer them because sometimes you see a lot, but me try to go through, boom, answer to people, respond, and so on. Or my personal page are Chef Meds and
There's Exploring Jamaica.
Exploring Jamaica. And there's some other few, but me not gonna name them. But we have a couple other pages. We just keep them there on the thing there. Understand? So that's
All
it.
right then. So you can reach out to Chevron on Pro Jamaicans if you want any more information. And yeah, follow I will let you know when I've put the information up on the blog, and you can go and check that out. But what's gonna happen after this is that Siobhan is gonna stick around because we're gonna have our bonus extended conversation. And in that bonus extended conversation, what we're talking about is Siobhan. Oh, you get 377,000 people on Instagram, and how much? 600,000 people on Facebook. How much people have on Facebook, Siobhan?
I can say that I don't use Facebook.
One heap of people
But
from
a whole heap of people
Facebook.
over there. They keep on growing, but and I
One
hardly
heap of
post.
people from
I hardly
Facebook.
post over there, but it's a good amount. I think it's about nearly 400. I
For
don't know.
you have one heap of people over on
I don't
Facebook.
even know. Honestly,
So
I hardly use it though.
how did you build up to so many followers? How do you keep your followers engaged? What's the number one strategy? Because I notice here in Siobhan, and the same thing you do over on Explore in Jamaica. So Siobhan has a little strategy where him come up with. Yeah, that is very unique to him, that he has replicated successfully on multiple platforms, not just for himself, but for clients. And he's gonna talk to us about, I'm not gonna give him trade secrets, guys. But I'm gonna give you a little tidbits and tips and so as to how we too can grow our community and keep our community engaged so they can buy things from me, because that's the ultimate goal,
Definitely,
right?
definitely.
So he's gonna stick around for that. That's an off the air conversation, and you're only gonna hear that conversation if you sign up for the newsletter, because that's what gonna be one of our first podcast episodes on the Digital Insider podcast. So if you want to hear that, how Siobhan grew his platform to over 300,000 people, then make sure you sign up for the newsletter. I'm gonna drop the link here. So again, sign up for the newsletter so you can hear that, and then next week so you can get part 2 of outrage, how you as a small Jamaican creative or brand or business can use controversy to grow your platform without the negativity and the sleaziness. That's part 2. That's coming out next week, Tuesday or Wednesday, one of those days. So yeah, we have a new podcast episode coming out next week on Digital Insider, and a new post coming out, and this is exclusively for subscribers of the newsletter. All right. So Siobhan, big up yourself as
Big up, big up.
always.
Big up Digital Jamaica fans. You don't know the thing of big up Pro Jamaicans fans.
Big up Pro Jamaica. Thank you guys so much for being here next week. Next week on the show. Now, I promised you this last week, but then I got in touch with Siobhan and I was like, you know what, Siobhan, come talk about merch. But next week, really and truly next week, I'm going to talk about what 5 categories if you want to sell online. Because as I said before, the number one way you can make money online is to sell. You're either selling a product or a service, or you're selling yourself, right? And I don't mean OnlyFans, although that's one way, right? We're not thumbing our nose at anybody, okay? But but it's either you're selling a product or a service, or you're selling yourself. But there are certain categories that you need to be a part of, or that you can niche down in. And not only are there categories, there are 5 major categories, but there are also 3 ways that you can go about selling, or 3 types of products that you can sell. So you can do a DIY type of product, a do-it-yourself kind of product, or a do-it-with-you kind of product or service. And so that's what we're going to be talking about next week. Of course, I love a good case study, so I'm going to be using case studies from local people as well as foreign people for show you how they actually do this, right? And how we can actually start making some more money, or making money online using this information. We're also going to talk about when each of these things apply, because you can't just jump up and start doing it right away. There are some things you're going to have to do first. So that's what we're going to be talking about next week on Digital Jamaica Live. I hope I see you over there. If you sign up for the newsletter, you also get a notification when we go live, or you get more information and more behind the scenes kind of things, excitement. Yes. So shamelessly plug in the newsletter. So far we have almost 100 new subscribers, and I'm absolutely excited about that. Guys, until next week, take care of yourself. Have a great rest of your weekend. Have a great rest of your next week, until I see you again on Saturday. Bye, everybody.